Hi, welcome back to my channel, and today I wanted to talk about my birth control story. I've been taking birth control for about 3 years, and I recently switched from the pill to the Nexplanon. So basically, when I was first researching about birth control about 3 years ago, there was so much information on the internet and I was kind of lost, so I'm hoping that this video can help you make a better decision for yourself. I was taking Nora-Be for basically the past 3 years up until January 2018. Norepinephrine is a proestrogen only birth control pill, meaning there is no sugar pills. Probably like a lot of the birth control that you guys have heard about in terms of pill form is the one where there's like 3 weeks of estrogen and proestrogen pills, and then there's a week of sugar pills, which is when you get your period. Estrogen, I found out, just wasn't a good fit for me, and this was told to me from my gynecologist and different like women's healthcare people. Basically, if you're prone to like headaches or just like different hormonal changes can have a huge effect on your body, then taking something with estrogen is probably not good for you. Estrogen is a naturally produced hormone in your body, but then changing the levels of it might not be the best for you. So then I opted for the proestrogen only pill, which is norepinephrine or Nora-Be. And the thing about Nora-Be is you have to take it every day at the same time or it's not effective. There's no like 2-hour window, 1-hour window, whatever, like clockwork. You gotta take your pill. And luckily for me, I'm super on top of my schedule. I have an alarm. I'm always like, I carry my pill with me and it wasn't an issue for me. But I think it's really difficult for a lot of girls who are like on the go or, you know, partying or going out and whatnot. You don't want to like be taking your pill with you like to the club. In that case, I think that's why a lot of young girls, instead of opting for a progesterone only, opt for the estrogen and proestrogen with the sugar pills. So yeah, that's pretty much what I was taking for the past 3 years. But my schedule has been very fluctuating and I've been starting to travel a lot. And what that means is like in different time zones, I have to calculate like when I'm supposed to take my pill. And sometimes that was at like 5 a.m. in a different country. And it was just messing with like my whole traveling. So I started looking into my other options. So there's like the IUD or like the tea that like they put up in your uterus and things like that. And my friend had got the Nexplanon and I was like, yeah, you know, I've been thinking about it, but I'm not sure. I don't know, you just hear like a lot of mixed things about it, but I decided to do some research on my own. So the Nexplanon, kind of like the pills I was taking, is proestrogen only, so it doesn't have estrogen. It's supposed to be less mild in terms of hormone fluctuations and things like that. So basically, after doing a bunch of research, I decided to go to Planned Parenthood and get the Nexplanon. So the procedure is super fast, super painless, and super quick. You basically lay down like this, you look away, and then she tells you she's gonna put some like numbing shot. 2 seconds later, she was like, I'm done. I'm like, oh yeah, with the numbing shot? And she's like, no, with everything. It's in there. And I'm like, huh? And basically what the Nexplanon is, it's like a piece of plastic about this big, which is the size of a match, they say, and they inject it into your arm. So they put it in me right here. I don't know if you can tell, there's like a teeny tiny dot where like it was injected, and I can feel it there. There's like a piece of plastic or like a bump. It's like a match. Yeah, but basically I'm going to tell you all the changes that have happened to my body since I've gotten the Nexplanon and how I feel about it. So when I initially got the Nexplanon, it is like a pretty, what they consider like a significant hole. So they tell you like, don't wash it, don't sweat, don't get it wet, whatnot. So for like 2 days I didn't shower or work out or anything. I really wanted to make sure that it didn't get infected or dirty or anything like that. So I didn't exercise or whatever, which had, I guess, like a semi-effect on the way that I feel. If I don't exercise, I'm a groggy, mean person. So that, and then the bruising around the area probably was there for about a week and a half to 2 weeks. And I would say I'm pretty sensitive to bruising. Like if I lightly tap something, I do bruise easily. So the bruise that was created by the Nexplanon in my arm was kind of a purplish black color, which looked very intense, but it wasn't at all. I didn't feel the pain. Obviously, if I tapped it, or like if someone smacked me, or if I ran into something, it probably would have hurt. But other than that, I didn't really feel or think about it. So that was fine. But that took about 2 weeks to completely heal. And during those 2 weeks, I didn't really feel like doing any arm workouts. I wasn't doing push-ups or like lifting weights, or like curls or like whatever. I kind of try to stay off my arm, just like, I don't know, you never know, like putting too much pressure on like an open wound or whatever. So, but after that it healed fine, and then it was time for my first period since I had gotten the Nexplanon. So I was expecting my period to be somewhat different, especially since the time that I got the Nexplanon, I was still taking my oral birth control. So basically I knew there was going to be a crossover period of time where there's just a lot of estrogen in my body, and my body was going to respond, and my period was going to be different and whatnot. So my period was supposed to come, it didn't come. And I had all my period symptoms. So I had sore breasts, constipation, like I started getting like small pimple spots. I was like, oh, my period's coming. Period did not come that month in January, so there was no period. Come February, I start feeling the same things, tender breasts, constipation, getting a few pimples, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'm just getting symptoms, but I'm not gonna have my actual period. Lies. I had a 10-day period. It was light, the flow was pretty light, but I'm used to that from being on my oral estrogen only birth control. I pretty much had, I would say during my oral estrogen birth control, I was having about 3 to 4 day periods that were fairly light. So that's kind of what I was used to, but it was this light period for 10 days. And I was like, okay, maybe my body's just playing catch up. So that was February. Come March, my period was probably due about a week and a half ago now, and I've had all the symptoms, the tender breast, the constipation, and the pimples, but no period. So still trying to figure out what's gonna happen in terms of my regular cycle. Other than being really confused what the heck's gonna happen to my period, I haven't had mood swings, I haven't had changes in my body weight, acne, anything like that. That has not been an issue for me. Nothing has changed in a negative way for myself. So I would say my body has pretty much responded really well to the Nexplanon, besides the fact that my period is trying to get on some sort of normalcy again, but that is completely normal. I would say it's super convenient because when I'm traveling, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about packing something extra or times or remembering to take my pill or whatnot. So I would definitely recommend getting the Nexplanon. If you are considering birth control at all, rather than oral, just to be on the safe side, make sure that you're not forgetting to take it and to make sure that you have the most effective birth control, I would recommend the Nexplanon. Nexplanon is currently rated the most effective birth control in the US, so that is probably the way to go. I mean, if you're gonna take it at all, then you might as well go with the one that is the best. So I would highly recommend the Nexplanon, but if you're not, into the Nexplanon, I would recommend the Nora-Be estrogen only pill, just because it has less hormones that are going to affect your body. But remember that with any sort of birth control, if you don't have one steady partner and you have multiple partners, STIs and STDs are a real thing, and birth control does not protect you from that. So if you are changing partners and things like that, which is totally fine, just remember to still use a condom. I highly recommend the Nexplanon and other forms of birth control, because it's like, if you're gonna do anything, be safe and be smart about it. Yeah, I hope this helps you make a decision in terms of your birth control, and hope it helps answer any of the questions that you may have had. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. See you next time. Bye.